So Michael, thank you for joining us at Chief Data and Analytics Officer 2018. Could I ask you to start with giving us a little bit of a background about yourself and what you do at Oracle?
Yep, I've been in Oracle now for about 10 years. Prior to that I've worked for systems integrators. Background in the last 5-6 years has been in big data and analytics. Prior to that I was doing business process management and security and a various range of other activities.
So Michael, we're now into February 2018. Could you please tell me some thoughts and predictions that you have for data analytics for the rest of this year?
I think there are a lot of things that have been bubbling along for a while. We're seeing a big acceleration in machine learning, AI. I think a lot of organizations are trying to work out how to get the most out of it without getting too bogged down in the science and making sure that it's properly aligned to the business use cases and the business value that it can deliver. But I think that's probably the area that I'm expecting to see the most activity over the next 12 months or so.
And what would you say are the biggest barriers within data and analytics within your organisation to date?
Within my organisation, I think the challenge, as with a lot of organisations, is the data silo. So I think if you want to kill off innovation, then the arch enemy of innovation is a data silo. It's making sure that all of the information across the organisation is available for analysis. I think we've made good strides in getting that sorted out, but I think there's still a bit of work to do there still.
Thank you, Michael. What would you say are the primary objectives for your data and analytics strategy over the coming year?
The key thing is just making sure that we've got a single source of truth, that we've got our data as a high quality, and we have the distinct advantage of being a database data management company, so we do tend to practice what we preach, which is good. So I think making sure that our data is of the right quality and is available to the right people at the right time is a key thing, and obviously the analytics on top of that as well.
Thank you. And what would you say would be the key things that have revolutionised the data and analytics industry to date?
There are very many things, I guess. I think recently, it's actually been cloud. I think that's making a lot more capabilities available to a lot more organisations, and I think that's very exciting to see that some of the capabilities that were previously the domain of only large enterprises are now available to smaller organisations in a more manageable way. So I think more recently cloud has been a key thing. We've also seen the emergence of non-relational technologies like Hadoop, Spark, NoSQL. That's actually been quite exciting from our perspective, from an Oracle point of view, to see how we can actually help combine that with our existing business to support our clients.
And what do you expect this year to be like for the data and analytics industry in general?
Another key thing is going to be around predictive analytics. We've been talking about it now for a number of years. The reality is that I think a lot of organisations aren't yet able to consistently do predictive analytics across their business. I think gradually that's changing. So I think predictive analytics will become the norm, certainly by 2020. And then that brings into play how quickly you can do it in order to remain competitive. So I think predictive analytics, machine learning, and just the continued increase in the amount of data are going to be the key challenges, I think.
So why did you choose to enter the data and analytics industry?
It was actually, to be honest, a complete accident. So I was asked to pick up a role in data management within Oracle, and I've kind of fallen into it. So I do find it massively exciting, particularly looking at the opportunities for big data and for analytics. I think it's a very vibrant and exciting area, so never a dull moment, really.
What's the best thing you found so far working within the data and analytics industry?
I think it's the opportunity to meet and network with other organisations that are doing some very innovative and imaginative things. I think it is an area where there is scope for quite a bit of creativity, and I think it's always nice to hear from colleagues in other organisations what they're working on and how they're actually leveraging data and analytics to really make a change to their organisations.
If you were granted one wish to change something about the data and analytics industry, what would that wish be?
I think I'd probably try and kill the data silo. So maybe require a cultural change so that we move away from this idea of data owners, and that actually people understand that data, in order for it to be truly effective, needs to be available to the right people and the right tools across the enterprise.
What's been your toughest lesson and biggest challenge to date within the data and analytics industry?
I think the key thing is making sure that use case selection is well considered. I've seen too many projects where technology has been adopted for the sake of the technology and it hasn't started with the key business use case, why we do something, not whether we can do it, but why we do it. And I think that's probably been the toughest lesson for a lot of the organisations that I've worked with, is making sure that there is an initial strong use case with proven business value in order to further ensure that the funding comes through. So it's very difficult to get funding without actually having any proven business value.
How important to you are events such as Chief Data and Analytics Officer UK, and how important is it to bring the data and analytics community together at events like this?
I think it's really important. We see the importance of Chief Data Officers, Heads of Analytics as well, and I think it's nice to have a senior level audience. We only have the opportunity to attend a finite number of events, so actually having a more manageable event with senior people is absolutely perfect for our needs.
And what would you say would be the key things that you've got out of the event, or that you'd be looking to get out of the event?
Yeah, I think the key thing is really just to understand what some of the other organisations are doing, anything interesting that I haven't come across yet, how people are using data science, machine learning, AI. There's a lot of change happening at the moment, and it'd be really good just to make sure that I'm aware of what is actually current and what's happening. And in a way, I'm hoping to find things that I'm not aware of or I haven't seen before from some of the other speakers.
Why did you decide to become a keynote speaker at Chief Data and Analytics Officer 2018?
I think it goes back to the earlier point that I made. It's a really good audience. It's an audience that I think we would enjoy communicating with, and I think it's really the quality of the audience that makes it of greatest interest.
And finally, could you give us a quick testimonial about what you think of the event so far, and what you're looking to get out of the event?
I think from what I've seen so far, it's still early in the event. It's been very well run, and it's been a joy to actually come and speak and be heard. So thank you.
Michael, thank you so much for sharing your insights and thoughts on data and analytics for us today at this event, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the day with us.
Thanks, Lisa.